my maid of honor made my bachelorette all about her. I'm recently engaged, congratulations. And I watch your Bridezilla Am I the A-hole videos thinking,
This would never happen to me.
boy, was I wrong.
You're gonna learn today.
Yeah, I think that's why these videos are so relatable, is because like I feel like we all know someone or have had it happen to us. Context.
Set the scene!
I, 24 female, met my fiance, 23 male, in college. We've been together for over 6 years. I met my maid of honor, 24 female, in college as well. Okay, so you're all the same age. Roughly. We went to culinary school, so super niche, and my maid of honor and I became best friends by bonding over baking and taking classes together. We'll call my maid of honor Gianna.
That's her real name.
I've always known that I would marry my fiance. We were each other's first real relationship, and we felt like we were meant for each other from the beginning. Gianna has always been nothing but supportive of us throughout these past years, and I've always known I wanted her to be my maid of honor. I have 3 other bridesmaids, 1 being my fiance's sister, 2 being close friends that I met through work within the past couple of years. I would have had another bridesmaid, however, she got engaged as well, and she backed out due to not being able to contribute financially to all the events while paying for her own wedding, which I completely understand. Her and Gianna were roommates in college. We were a trio of friends. What's that word? Three's a crowd?
Three's a crowd.
Three's definitely a crowd, I'm just saying. Every time I've been on any sort of trip with like 2 friends and there's 3 of us, it's always a weird vibe.
Real weird vibe in here.
My fiance and I got engaged on Valentine's Day of this year in Hawaii. I'll note that both Gianna and my fiance's sister flew out to surprise me for the engagement. Okay, love that. We're getting married next year, and I decided to have my bachelorette party in early September. I live on the West Coast, and I wanted to go to a cute beach town a couple of hours from me. 2 of my bridesmaids live near me, and my maid of honor and fiance's sister live on the East Coast. The trip we planned was only 2 days. Drive in Friday afternoon, leave Sunday afternoon.
Road trip. Vacation!
Gianna is super type A. Plans everything down to the minute, always arranges her outfits, the whole 9 yards. Overall, loves to be in control of a situation. This personality type is great in many, many respects. But also, when things don't go to plan, they have a very hard time just kind of like letting go and going with the flow.
It could take time to get a taxi. There could be traffic. The plane could leave early. When we get to London, there could be a line at customs. Come on!
And I have learned on many a bachelorette trips that sometimes you need to be able to go with the flow. No! She's been like that since high school, so I've been aware of this. I thought it would be a good trait to have as maid of honor when it came down to planning events.
Okay, sit down. Take this.
Sure.
Now pull up the PowerPoint I made. It's in your email.
Got it.
So,
This is nice.
day 1, I thought it would be super fun to do an intensive hot yoga class.
Wow.
Then back to the Airbnb to change. And then we're gonna go to a winery. You know, whatever.
That's a lot.
Please let me finish.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Okay, so then we hit the winery, wet our beaks a little bit, and then we go back to change. And then we hit the town and get a bottle at this super sick club. I saw it on TikTok. I got us guest list. Don't worry, I don't wait in lines. And then day 2, we can start the day with a boozy brunch and then a day rave.
Day rave. Honestly, I would really love to do just something more chill.
Oh.
Can we just relax by the beach and spend time together?
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
Is that okay?
I'll make sure your bachelorette is absolutely perfect.
I'm so excited, I can't wait.
Now pull up slide 79.
She wanted pretty much the whole batch trip to be a surprise. However, I gave her a general idea of the vibe and activities I want to do. I'm super low key, I don't drink or party, and I wanted to have a relaxing time with all of my closest friends. You sound like a really, really chill bride. I didn't know much about the planning, but one of my bridesmaids was basically a liaison and would discuss plans with me, report back to Gianna, etc. I also planned for my wedding dress shopping to be happening the day before we left for the trip. We arranged for my parents, Gianna, and my fiance's sister to fly across the country to partake. Now, time for the tea. It's about a week and a half before the batch party, and I'm talking with my bridesmaids about the trip. The itinerary was revealed to me, and I was a bit overwhelmed. Oh. We were waking up before sunrise to drive there. We were going on several different hikes. Oh, I'm not a hiking girl. I am not a hiking girl. Absolutely not. Sorry. We were spending a lot of time driving around It was literally packed out to the minute. 6:30 to 6:45, do this. 6:45 to 7:15, do that, etc. And it would have been impossible to try and accomplish everything. Long story short, it wasn't as low-key as I was hoping, and my bridesmaids said they could chat with Gianna about cutting out a couple of the activities, mostly the hiking, because I'm not outdoorsy. I am many things. Outdoorsy is not one of them. I totally get it though. Like some people are like super pro hike. They love a hike, love a good hike. And I like a good hike. I like a good leisurely walk in the woods. There's something about doing it in the heat. I can't breathe. I think it's because I'm a ginger. Like I have issues with heat and exercise at the same time. And I also have to say that like Gianna probably went through a lot of trouble to plan all of these things to the minute.
Precisely on schedule.
But the thing is, things always go awry, especially toward the end of the trip where you start getting like really tired. And I know you don't drink, so that's a good thing. That would probably prevent that from happening for the most part. I didn't even make it to Sunday of my like Bachelorette trip. I couldn't do it. Me and Vanessa, we woke up in our hotel room and we were supposed to go to like some rooftop. And I turned to her and I was like, do you want to go? And she was like, no. Okay, good. Back to sleep. I'm just saying that I feel like all of the planning it's not gonna go well. Gianna initially had a neutral response, but was acting more distant, saying
Whatever you think is best.
and stuff like that. Ultimately, though, she left the batch group chat and texted me a long message that can be summarized as follows.
This trip is a disappointment. It's a dumpster fire. I could have taken you on a trip to Europe, just you and me, and I would have paid for the whole thing. The rest of the bridesmaids weren't making any suggestions. I tried to make the trip affordable for everyone else. I don't want to fly across the country to sit in an Airbnb. I don't want to come? Safe to say I was shocked. Yeah, I know I changed the plans a bit, but it's not like we paid for anything. Dude, Gianna just left the bridal party group chat. What is going on? Yeah, I just got a crazy message from her. She doesn't want to come anymore. Wait, why? Maybe she doesn't feel appreciated for all the work she put in? But it's your bachelorette, and you specifically said that you didn't want to do all that. I don't know, maybe she thought she was being helpful. Hang on. I'm sorry for making you feel like I don't appreciate your time and effort, but I do appreciate you. That's good. I really want you to come. I just want to have a fun time hanging out with my friends. Work has been kicking my butt lately, and I want a chill and relaxing weekend. I don't want to do a bachelorette trip if you aren't there. Great. How could she possibly have a problem with that? Oh God, what did she say now? You can't stay stuck in the Airbnb dwelling about your problems. The other bridesmaids won't look at my PowerPoint. Who the hell makes a PowerPoint for a bachelorette? There's more. There is? I'm at a time where I'm taking my life into my own hands. I don't give a crap about making friends with the other bridesmaids. I know you best. I'm sorry you feel stuck in life, and I'm not coming. What the hell is she talking about? You know what? I'm just gonna call her. Maybe there's something going on with her. She screened my call. This is so weird. Come on, what did she say? I don't give a flying fuck about your friends. I'm not threatened by them. Shut up. This trip isn't special enough and no one wanted to put in the effort. Stop. If you're struggling so much financially, then you can reconsider your living situation. Excuse me? Hold on. You're acting like my ex. He never supported me enough. Also, I'm starting to lose trust in you because you're telling your fiance everything. Honestly, I really don't think I feel comfortable coming to your bachelorette anymore.
Oh, however, will we survive?
Listen, don't worry. We're gonna have an amazing time on your bachelorette. It's best she doesn't come. You're right. I know. Fine. It's clear I can't change your mind, but I need some time to think. I agree. It's best you don't come on the bachelorette trip. Perfect. The rest of us are going and we're gonna have a great time. Period. I got a tingle.
I just struggle to understand how we got from A to B, you know? Like how we got from you say that you just kind of want to limit the amount of outdoorsiness and just maybe hang out and spend time with them. And then she gets extremely mad and plays the victim and gets mad at you because your bachelorette trip is not special enough and the other bridesmaids don't want to help.
How selfish of me. Let's do all the things that you want to do.
I wouldn't argue that they don't want to help. I would argue that they're also listening to you and she isn't. Fast forward a couple of weeks and I decide to reach out to her and try to make amends.
Hey, I know we haven't spoken since our convo. Can we talk on the phone? Ugh. We're fine, and I'm fine. I can't talk on the phone right now. There are a few things I want to get off my chest. I'm honestly pretty hurt by what you said. Okay, so that's not how this is going to work. You're only bringing this up to make me feel bad about my decision. I meant the things I said, and I won't apologize. You wouldn't be bringing this up if you really wanted to make amends. What? I just want you to apologize for how you made me feel. You hurt my feelings. I hurt your feelings? And why did you bring up your ex? What does that have to do with me? Reality check. This should be the happiest time of your life. You've gotten everything you've ever wanted, but you're hating every second of it. You should wake up every day and be grateful for what you have. The way you spoke to me honestly reminded me of my ex. What? I basically hid my feelings from you that whole time to protect you. What the All of this is news to me. I'm sad you felt like you couldn't tell me we are supposed to be best friends. You're right. This is supposed to be a happy time for me. So I don't understand why you're being so cruel when you're supposed to support me. Also, why did you say you don't care to be friends with my other bridesmaids and that you're not threatened by them? I don't know what's going on with you, and I genuinely hope you're okay, but if you're gonna treat me like this, I don't think you should be my maid of honor. No, you know what? No, I don't claim this energy. She doesn't deserve you. Look, I know it's harsh, but if she's gonna act like this during my bachelorette, what's she gonna act like at the wedding?
Just an overall very strange situation, and I still feel like it's a fever dream. She's been my best friend for years, and this totally changed my point of view of her. Am I wrong for rethinking our friendship and removing her as my maid of honor? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you told her not to come to the wedding entirely. There's something going on here. We need to read between the lines here, because I've said it before and I will say it again. You will find out who your friends are when you get married. And it's sad because it is supposed to be the happiest time of your life, but it's also riddled with, there's that quote, comparison is the thief of joy, right? When other people are around you and getting things that you want, it can bring out some complicated feelings, which I understand. And I've also felt those things. It's difficult. I just fail to understand how punishing you by not being there for your bachelorette and blowing up at you and saying all this unnecessary, I'm wondering how that benefits her, except maybe she's just kind of making it about her and wanting attention, and believe me, the logic does not logic.
Nothing about this makes sense.
Once you've dealt with a person who plays the victim card, sabotages big life events, it always seems to happen. And quite frankly, if you have a friend that has the tendency to sabotage major life events, you don't want them at those major life events. So are you wrong for rethinking your friendship and removing her as your maid of honor? No, I don't think that you're wrong for rethinking the friendship. I think that there is some deep resentment going on there. And I think the lack of apology and lack of willingness to kind of hear you out and when you're trying to communicate your feelings effectively, that's very telling.
Toxic.
It's one thing to go out of your way to behave in such a way because you're not in a good place or whatever. But I think the best thing to do in a situation like that, if you realize you're projecting, is to talk about those feelings and do it in a healthy way. But if she's not willing to do that and she's not willing to admit any fault, I don't know if she's as good of a friend as you think. So we have some responses in the comments. Info, did something happen between her and the other bridesmaids? She said the word threatened a few times, and I wonder about that. It sounds like she is overwhelmed and possibly traumatized by something. Maybe you could ask her if there are other things going on for her at the moment. Opie said, so according to my bridesmaids, nothing happened. However, I work with 2 of them currently, and I have been for the past couple of years. I only see my ex maid of honor once every year, and I feel like she thinks she's getting replaced. That's interesting. And it would explain a lot, but I feel like that's also kind of going on in her own head too. Wow, your ex-maid of honor has a lot of baggage. It sounds to me like she had her own ideas about the Bachelorette and also believed they were excellent plans. In her head, it might have come from a place of
I want to make this trip epic for her.
Go over and above to prove my friendship to her, while she also felt like she was being replaced. And then when you kind of said that, you want to dial it back, all of the plans, she kind of took offense to that.
Offense!
Sir, a barbed wire fence!
But I think at the same time, being a good friend isn't always taking the initiative to go and not listen to what your friend wants for her bachelorette party.
I don't care what she wants. Don't care what she wants.
I mean, a PowerPoint slide deck? Jeepers, I got exhausted just reading about it. And why should anyone feel threatened by meefing with your friends? She's projecting her own insecurities. I kind of get where she's coming from because my reaction to things when they go sideways is to organize stuff, but really that is her issue. It's really sad when someone you trusted and felt close to blows up about stuff they held back. I've had this happen a few times, and for the life of me, I couldn't figure out why. My own sister has done this to me. It's so sad. You can invite her to the wedding and maybe a face-to-face heartfelt talk will smooth things over. I think that a face-to-face heartfelt talk needs to happen before the wedding. If not, let her go with love and good wishes. Maybe sometime she'll come around. If she doesn't, then hold the good times in your heart and sending healing vibes to her. Until the message with the reality check.
Reality hits you hard, bro.
I would suggest removing her from Maid of Honor, but still have her as a bridesmaid. But after this message and her whole behavior, she sounds like she's jealous of you, and she couldn't even respect your wishes about what kind of bachelor party and trip you wanted to have. It seems like she's unhappy with her life and projects all of this onto you. I would suggest you remove her from the wedding party. Tell her you think her stress levels are high and you don't want to overwhelm her to avoid any drama. It's still gonna cause drama. I'm telling you. Honestly, I don't think you can rely on her about anything regarding the wedding. Okay, here's an important note. I feel like we need more information. Were the other bridesmaids making it difficult for her by not helping or responding? She seemed to imply she was on her own for planning, and maybe the reason she doesn't care about making friends with the bridesmaids is because she doesn't like them. If they all ignored her when she was trying to get the event organized, I could see why. I will get downvoted, but I do see her side. It would inevitably be frustrating to try and plan something and no one will acknowledge your questions or give ideas. And then when they finally do reach out, it's to tell her she's doing it wrong.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Yes, I agree that there probably could have been more communication. I just know that when there's group plans being made about like a group trip, whenever someone isn't responding, there's always subtext there.
Because I don't like you.
It's either they can't afford to come anymore, or they don't want to come anymore, or they don't necessarily like the plans and they don't know how to say it. Or maybe they also felt like,
this is not what the bride said she wanted.
But they also should have voiced those opinions sooner.
No, I don't think I will.
Why didn't they come up with suggestions before? Why wait until the week before? She's probably like, screw it, and gave up. It's perfectly reasonable to not want to fly across the country for 2 days of sitting in an Airbnb. But again, it's not just 2 days of sitting in an Airbnb. You're spending time with the bride. OP responds, I saw all the texts in the bridal party group chat. They did not make anything difficult whatsoever.
Clap back.
They made tons of suggestions, okay, as we all lived together in the same state, and were vocal about what they were willing to spend. At the time, Gianna said it was fine, but she comes to me and complains they weren't willing to spend money on anything. If anything, they made better suggestions for activities. For example, I don't party or drink, and Gianna wanted to do a night of bar crawling, which they said I wouldn't like.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Gianna had suggested whale watching, and they mentioned I wouldn't like it. The reason everything happened the week before was because that's when I found out about the plans, and I only wanted to get rid of a few hikes and lookout points that were far away or involved a lot of driving. The rest of the weekend went according to plan, down to the same restaurants, boutiques we were scheduled to shop at, and beaches to go to. I told her I knew it was terrible timing, but I was advised by the rest of my bridesmaids to speak up, so I did. So we do have an update that actually made it to Best of Redditor updates. Apparently they don't like us over there. Like, I was looking at the comments and I was like, ooh, listen, I will take the brunt of like the negative comments because this is my job and I'm used to it. A lot of these people in the subreddit are just like,
who the fuck is Charlotte? Why does everybody love her?
I'm like, we're literally just existing over in our little subreddit and someone else is posting them in the Best of Redditor updates subreddit and everyone is mad about it. It's like, we're literally just like doing our own thing. Like, sorry that it made it to Best of Redditor updates. I'm sorry. We're just over here having a good time, minding our own business. Anyways, if you want to see the tea on that, go ahead and check it out. Okay, so interesting update. My maid of honor made my bachelorette party all about her, and turns out she did the same thing to someone else. Goody. Okay, so I recently got married. Congratulations. And it was absolutely beautiful. I'm so happy for you. All my closest family and friends were there to celebrate, and it couldn't have been more perfect. Did she come? Did she come to the wedding?
I would hope not.
My mom took a ton of photos and posted them to Facebook. My old college roommate reached out to me for details on where Gianna, ex-maid of honor, was, since she wasn't in the photos. But here's some backstory. My old college roommate, we'll call her Daisy, and I were in a friend group with Gianna and a couple of other people. We were close, but we all moved away after college and we went our separate ways. Daisy ended up getting engaged around 2 years ago, and Gianna was one of her bridesmaids. There was a whole situation. And according to what Gianna had told me, she said Daisy was forcing the bridal party to pay for a huge bridal shower at a winery, and she didn't feel comfortable doing that. Wait a second. Okay, I thought that we wanted to do all the bells and whistles and spend all the money for the bachelorettes and all of the bridal showers. And Daisy's maid of honor had kicked Gianna out of the group chat, and Gianna and Daisy never spoke again. At the time, I believed Gianna, resulting in me rarely speaking with Daisy, but we still wished each other happy birthday.
Oh my God, you are not gonna believe what Daisy said about Gianna. Didn't Gianna say that Daisy was being like a total bridezilla? Apparently, that is not what happened at all. Listen to this. Hey babe, congrats on the wedding. You look beautiful. I'm wondering why Gianna wasn't in any of the photos your mom shared. Wasn't she your maid of honor? I said, she was my maid of honor. Honestly, it was a whole thing, and then I told her the whole story, and this is what she said. Girl, you are not gonna believe this, but she did the exact same thing to me. No, seriously? I know. Oh, Gianna apparently wanted everyone to do this like all-inclusive trip to Mexico, and nobody wanted to fork out the money for that because it was like super expensive and everyone was really vocal about it. Then Gianna removes herself from the bridal party group chat after saying that Daisy didn't deserve her. No way. And that she just wanted everything to be perfect and that Daisy's maid of honor was bullying her. What is with this girl? She's literally making everyone else's bachelorettes about her. Yeah, and she lied to us about what really happened with Daisy. I guess it's a good thing she didn't come to your wedding. Narcissist.
I told Daisy I was sorry about what happened to her, and that as a result of their friendship breaking up, my friendship with her broke up as well. She was super understanding and we bonded over the whole thing. But I feel so vindicated now and just had to share because this blew my mind. Have a lovely day. Oh, I will, bestie. One comment that I would like to also note, you can only imagine what Gianna's batch and wedding will be like if and when. She'll have alienated all of her old friends and be surrounded by newbies who'll only be seeing the bride and Bachelorette side of her for the first time, asking them to shell out a fortune for a minute-by-minute whirlwind of activities in a foreign country. Then she'll probably expect her old friends to be happy for her after all she's done for them and show up on her big day. There it is. It's almost like she's going through all this trouble, going over and above, planning all these things, not because she wants to be the good friend, but it's because that when it comes time for her to get married, she wants everyone else to treat her the way she treated them. Sounds like this all ended well, though. Happy to hear it. Congratulations on the wedding. And don't forget, subscribe!